Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report and second stimulus check update. Now some people are finally receiving their $600 stimulus checks. CBS News reports that a second round of stimulus checks may soon land in the bank accounts of millions of Americans. That's after Trump signed on a $900 billion economic relief package. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, have you received your second stimulus check? And tell me what you're going to do with it. Will you pay bills or invest? And there are multiple reports that a third stimulus check of $2,000 might be approved in Congress. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. On this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So be sure to subscribe. And let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that Congress needs to pass a third stimulus check.
Bill, as you know, the House supported this 275 to 134. It had bipartisan support. We know that you're known for reaching across the aisle and have good relationships with your Republican colleagues. What are they thinking right now, and is this likely to pass the Senate?
Frankly, for the last 6 months, Democrats have tried to deliver broader, stronger relief to the American people as the pandemic has gotten worse and worse. And the votes that we're going to see this week in Congress are just a repeat of that pattern. The House Democrats, led by Speaker Pelosi, quickly took up and passed an additional bill that would raise the stimulus payments from $600 per person to $2,000. That was shot down by the Senate Republican Majority Leader last night. I suspect we'll be fighting over this for the rest of the week. We are now just 3 weeks from Joe Biden's inauguration.
Trump signed the bill on Sunday night. Yet in the signing of the bill, Trump once again called for its $600 stimulus checks to be boosted to $2,000 per person. On December 28th, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to pass a bill to increase the $600 stimulus checks to $2,000, with the bill receiving a needed two-thirds majority of the members voting to pass in the chamber. But the effort's future appears dim given that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday blocked an attempt to vote on the $2,000 stimulus checks approved by the House, but resurrected the higher payments in a new bill that includes other items on President Trump's wish list, including the repeal of Section 230, which shields social media companies from lawsuits.
That Republicans, once we get to the new year, will recognize we have to deliver more relief to the American people. But I'm clear-eyed, and so is Joe Biden. This will be very difficult.
And Senator Coons, to that point about the pandemic, you have 20 million Americans that were supposed to get this first dose of the COVID vaccine, and we're not even half at that point, about 2 million. And then just last week, COVID became the leading...
Absolutely not. Jerika, look, first to celebrate the news that you just shared, the AstraZeneca vaccine has been approved in the United Kingdom. We do have vaccines that will be effective and safe, and we need a massive campaign to get Americans access to this vaccine. But frankly, if you look at Joe Biden's agenda for the first 100 days that he's president, it includes making sure that we get the basics done.
CBS News goes on to report that, to be sure, millions of Americans could use bigger checks. Almost 6 in 10 consumers said they have suffered a financial setback due to the pandemic as of the end of November. And they also found that 40% of these households said they had been banking on the prospect of another stimulus check to help them pay their bills. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, what will you do with your second stimulus check? Would you pay your bills or save it? Tell me in the comments down below. And according to the Chicago Tribune, President Trump's push for $2,000 relief checks all came to an end on Wednesday as Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell proposed an alternative approach of loading up the bill with other White House priorities that appeared destined to fail. The roadblock mounted by Senate Republicans appears insurmountable, even as pressure builds to approve the bigger checks. Trump wants the Republican-led chamber to follow the House and increase the checks from $600 for millions of Americans. A growing number of Republicans, including 2 senators in runoff elections on January 5th in Georgia, also agree. But most GOP senators oppose more spending, even if they're also wary of bucking Trump. Senators will be back at it after McConnell blocked a vote Tuesday, but his new bill, which includes the formation of a commission to investigate the 2020 election, as well as a complicated repeal of big tech liability protections, does not have enough support to pass. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said at the Capitol, What we're seeing right now is Leader McConnell trying to end the checks, the $2,000 checks desperately needed by so many American families. The shutdown over the $2,000 checks has thrown Congress into a chaotic year-end session just days before new lawmakers are set to be sworn into office for the new year. It's preventing action on another priority, overturning Trump's veto on a sweeping defense bill that has been approved every year for 60 years.
As the next president of the United States, that will give us a chance to reset and to show that we can work together again and deliver the relief the American people need. The results of the election in Georgia, where there are 2 Senate seats at stake next week, may well determine whether we can deliver more relief to the American people next year.
Want and need right now. Millions of Americans lost their unemployment insurance over this past weekend. They're facing the eviction and benefits cliff. Luckily, the president did sign the relief package last week that will provide some immediate relief. But again, economists, Democrats, and many others argue that these $2,000 direct payments are necessary to keep Americans and the economy afloat.
Well, look, the president has called on Republicans to pass the increase in payments unless they have a, quote, death wish. He's also going after Republicans for refusing to support his baseless claims of voter fraud. It seems like the president's kind of putting his party in a jam. You have Mitch McConnell who's listening to him, but the president's not going to be there in the new Congress. Mitch McConnell is. So what is he doing to the party?
Yeah, it's really unclear what the president's, desired outcome is right now, other than the immediate result, which is being at the center of media coverage and, trying to ultimately get what he wants.
CBS News Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin had predicted on December 21st that Americans could start receiving the funds as soon as the week of December 28th. Despite the president's delay in signing the bill, Mnuchin said on December 29th that stimulus checks could begin arriving in bank accounts as early as Monday night. As early as tonight. He tweeted on Twitter, U.S. Treasury has delivered a payment file to the Federal Reserve for Americans, economic impact payments. These payments may begin to arrive in some accounts by direct deposit as early as tonight and will continue into next week. Mnuchin said that the paper checks will begin to get mailed out on December 30th. Mnuchin said that paper checks will begin to get mailed out on December 30th and that people will be able to check their payment status at the IRS Get My Payment portal later this week, but he did not specify how many checks will be initially distributed.
People by throwing a wrench into stimulus talks. And then, we also have sources telling us that this is a president who watches cable news. He's been playing golf and watching cable news during his time in Palm Beach, Florida. And he has enjoyed seeing the positive media coverage coming out of this pushing for the $2,000 stimulus checks.
With that being said, everybody, that is all the news in regards to your second stimulus check and the unemployment benefits. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.